Good morning. Welcome day 2 in Natuurraum, the Haard. Time to get washed up. Good morning, Ravi. Good morning, buddy. Good morning, Maxie. Breakfast time, at least for the doggies. Both of the dogs go so crazy on that pala food that I have to feed them on the floor so they can search a little bit for it, because otherwise both they will choke in it so much that they love it. So that's absolutely great food for when we are out hiking and backpacking. So let's make some doggies happy. And there's nothing wrong with feeding a dog like this, because most dogs like to work for their food. Maxie. But always make sure that when you do it, you of course clean the floor first. But it's also a good tip to do this. Now it is, I don't know if you can tell, but now Ravi is even eating too fast. But it's always a good way to do this outside as well. But now everything is super wet. But hiding treats or food in grass or anything, or in little holes in trees, that's something dogs really like as well. So that's what we try to do as well. We are out backpacking, but for now we stay inside, dry and warm. Because it's cold though, also. And we're off for day 2 in Natuurraum, the Haard. Second day of hiking. I made the trail a little bit shorter than originally planned. And I actually did that for Max because yesterday she did so much more kilometers than we had planned. We did about 4 more. So I thought, well, we can take a little bit off today. The night was good. It was nice and warm in our hiker hut. So that was good for the doggies. For us, it wouldn't have been that big of a problem if there wouldn't be any heating, because our quilts are fine with colder temperatures. But for the dogs, it's always nice that they are not having super cold. So yeah, let's go. Look at those trees here behind me. They are pretty cool. Look how many stems growing out of one base. And here's even a more special one to see. That one. Those trees are cool. Can you imagine how old they must be to become this sort of a shape and to grow this big? That tree was here long before us and will be here long after us, I think. Look, there are all kinds of them. I will turn you around in a sec. That's one thing that I really love about fall, that the sun isn't rising that high anymore, and then you have that warm light that is coming through the trees and everything and glowing over the woods. So that's something that I really love. I found that really beautiful. Okay, now we are super proud of both dogs. There behind me, that group of people, that's a dog school. So how many dogs were there? I think about 15 or so. Both dogs walked straight through it and did not give any reaction to any of those dogs. So that is a good sign that the attack on Max did not leave any scars on their mental health, so to say, in regards to other dogs. So that was really good. Here is a good example of how many different kinds of forests you can find here in the Haard, because the shot that I just took with the ferns and the trees, of the sunlight coming through the trees, that is 100 meters back. And now you have a dark dense forest like this where no sunbeam is coming through. So yeah, that makes it really nice, because the path we are hiking on is a pretty straight one, so for quite a distance. So then it's really nice that you see all those different kinds of trees. And all of a sudden the world is changing. We're out of the woods and along the water. Well, can there be any more contrast in one hike? In one hike, let alone be in about 200 meters or so. We crossed the road, was it butterfly or something? We crossed the road from the woods out here to the lock. Found this little nice bench here along the canal. So we're going to have a belated breakfast here. We didn't have breakfast this morning because we weren't very hungry. So sort of late breakfast, early lunch, some crackers with some pate, very simple snack for the dogs because we are almost at the end of the hike. But first something to eat because after this we have to drive 2 hours back to home again as well. And with the canal here behind me, I'm going to say thank you and goodbye to you because we are almost back at the car. It was a good weekend, I must say. It started not too interesting and it was not a very spectacular hike, but the different kinds of forests were absolutely beautiful. The sunlight today was gorgeous. The amount of mushrooms was a little bit disappointing. I must say that I expected more, especially if you check the videos from Bavaria from last week. We saw practically hundreds of them over there and practically none here. So yeah, we don't know if this isn't very mushroomy like or it's just a little bit too early. And the hut, the cabin, the hiker's cabin this night was great too. It was cozy, it was tiny, but it was comfortable. It had everything that we needed. So that was a good one. So yeah, in general, I'm very glad that we have been able to do another backpacking trip this year. Although it was not with the tent what we love the most, I think this is an awesome alternative. And I also like it that I can have Max with me then as well. If you liked it, give us a like, subscribe to the channel and notify the alarm bell. And then as always, enjoy the outdoors. We'll catch you on the next trail. Goodbye.